Right, let's get one thing straight from the start. Our planet, Earth, is not really Earth at all. If you look at it from space, it's a massive, beautiful blue marble. And the reason for that is water. Oceans, seas, lakes and rivers cover most of it, more than 70% in fact. That's a colossal amount of wet stuff. This simple fact has a huge impact on everything we do, especially how we travel. For centuries, we've used boats to cross it, but that can be slow. We've used planes to fly over it, but they need long, solid runways to land, which are a bit hard to find in the middle of the Atlantic. This watery reality presents a brilliant but tricky challenge for the clever people who design flying machines. If most of the world is water, wouldn't it be fantastic if our aircraft could use it? Think about it. Instead of being limited to airports, which are often miles from where you actually want to be, you could land almost anywhere. This is especially important for the new generation of aircraft, the ones that can take off and land straight up and down. We call them VTOLs, which stands for Vertical Takeoff and Landing. They are the future, but they need to be able to handle the big blue bits of our world just as well as the green and brown bits. Now this is where it gets really exciting. Imagine a VTOL aircraft that doesn't just fly over the water, but can interact with it. An aircraft that can gently descend and then just sit there, hovering a few feet above the waves. This would open up a world of possibilities. You could get to ships in distress, reach remote islands without a runway, or even just pop down to a floating restaurant for lunch. It's about making the entire planet accessible, not just the bits with concrete strips. This is not just a small step, it's a giant leap in how we think about personal and public transport. The water is not an obstacle anymore, it's a landing pad. So the big idea is to make these VTOLs masters of the water. They need to be designed from the ground up with this in mind. It's not enough for them to just avoid crashing into the sea. They need to be able to operate safely and smoothly just above the surface for as long as they need to. This changes the game completely. It means rescue teams can work more effectively, scientists can study marine life up close without disturbing it, and explorers can reach places that were previously impossible to get to. It's about turning the biggest feature of our planet from a barrier into a massive global highway for a new kind of flying. So, how do you get a heavy, complicated machine to hover delicately over something as unpredictable as water? Well, sometimes the best ideas come from looking at the small stuff. Have you ever watched a dragonfly or a pond skater? They are masters of hovering. They can dart about, stop dead in the air, and sit just above the water's surface without a care in the world. They make it look incredibly easy, adjusting their wings with tiny, rapid movements to stay perfectly still. They don't create a massive fuss or a huge splash. They are precise, efficient, and wonderfully stable. It's a bit like a master artist holding a paintbrush. This is the kind of control we want for our VTOLs. We want them to be able to approach the water and then just stop, hanging in the air, steady as a rock, just a short distance above the waves. This isn't about brute force, it's about finesse. The aircraft needs to be able to sense the air currents, the movement of the water below, and make constant tiny adjustments to its position. By doing this, it can maintain a stable hover without using enormous amounts of power or causing a massive disturbance. It's the difference between a clumsy cannonball and a graceful dive. It's about being smart, not just powerful. Achieving this kind of smooth, insect-like hover is crucial for safety and usability. If a VTOL is bobbing up and down like a cork in a storm, it's not going to be very useful for picking someone up or dropping something off. It needs to be a stable platform. Imagine a paramedic being lowered to a boat in rough seas. You want the aircraft above to be as still as possible. By mimicking the way insects manage their flight, engineers can design systems that are incredibly responsive. This means the VTOL can react to changes in its environment in a split second, keeping the ride smooth and the people inside safe. This approach also makes the whole operation much more efficient. Constantly fighting to stay in one place with big, clumsy movements wastes a lot of fuel. But making small, intelligent adjustments, just like an insect, uses far less energy. This means a VTOL could hover for longer periods, extending its operational range and what it can do. It could wait for the perfect moment to complete its task, whether that's rescuing a stranded sailor or delivering vital supplies. It's about working with the environment, not against it, and learning a lesson from some of nature's most brilliant little aviators. Now, you might be thinking, that all sounds brilliant, Hammond, but how does a pilot actually do that? How do they keep the machine perfectly still over moving water? And the answer is, they don't. Not on their own anyway. The secret ingredient, the magic bit of kit that makes this all possible, is a very clever computer brain. We're talking about artificial intelligence, or AI. This AI acts like a superpilot, constantly watching and learning. It uses a whole bunch of sensors, radars, lasers, cameras, to measure the exact distance to the water's surface at all times, in real time. This AI brain is a genius at finding the sweet spot. It calculates the perfect height for the VTOL to hover, balancing safety with efficiency. Too low, and a sudden wave could be a big problem. Too high, and you might be wasting energy or be too far away to do what you need to do. The AI takes in all the data, wave height, wind speed, the aircraft's weight, and instantly figures out the best altitude. It's like having a co-pilot with lightning-fast reflexes and a PhD in mathematics, ensuring the aircraft stays exactly where it needs to be, no matter what the water is doing underneath it. Of course, a clever brain needs clever muscles to do the work. This is where the advanced engines come in. These aren't just your standard jet engines. They are specially designed to allow for incredible control. The pilot, or the AI, can direct the thrust, the power that pushes the aircraft in very precise directions. This is known as thrust vectoring. Instead of just pointing backwards to go forward, the nozzles on the engines can swivel and tilt. This allows the VTOL to push itself up, down, sideways, or hold itself perfectly still just by changing the direction of the jet blast. So, when the VTOL needs to hover, these engines come into their own. The AI brain tells the engines exactly how much power to produce and precisely where to point it. If a gust of wind pushes the aircraft to the left, the AI instantly tells the engines to direct a little puff of thrust to the right, pushing it back into position. This all happens hundreds of times a second, far faster than any human could react. It's this combination of a super smart AI and highly responsive, directable engines that allows a heavy machine to hang in the air with the grace of a hummingbird. So, let's bring this all together. What does this amazing technology actually mean for us? Well, for a start, it makes flying over water incredibly safe. The world's oceans and lakes can be dangerous places. You can have unexpected obstacles pop up, like large waves during a sudden storm, small boats that appear out of nowhere, or even floating debris like shipping containers. With a traditional aircraft, these are serious hazards. But for our smart VTOL, they are just things to deal with. The AI can spot these obstacles from a long way off and simply tell the aircraft to climb a little higher or move to the side to avoid them safely. This ability to react and adapt opens up a huge range of benefits. Think about search and rescue missions. A helicopter is good, but our AI-powered VTOL is even better. It can get closer to the water, remain more stable in difficult conditions, and operate for longer, giving rescue crews a much better chance of success. For scientific research, it's a dream come true. Scientists could deploy underwater drones or take water samples without ever leaving the aircraft, studying the marine environment with minimal disturbance. It's a tool that allows for more delicate and precise work in challenging settings. The efficiency gains are also massive. By always flying at the optimal height, the VTOL saves fuel. By hovering with precise, small adjustments instead of massive power corrections, it saves even more. This means longer flights, lower running costs, and a smaller environmental footprint. It's a win-win situation. Cheaper, cleaner, and more capable travel is the goal. And this technology is a giant step in that direction. It could make things like offshore wind farm maintenance, which is currently very difficult and expensive, much simpler and more routine. It's about doing things better in every way. Ultimately, this isn't just a small improvement on an existing idea. It's a fundamental change in our relationship with the 70% of our planet that is covered in water. It turns a vast, empty wilderness into a network of potential routes and destinations. It means we can get to places faster, respond to emergencies more effectively, and explore our world in ways we've only dreamed of. This combination of intelligent flight control and versatile VTOL aircraft isn't just the future of hovering, it's the future of safe, efficient, and truly global travel. And that, I think you'll agree, is absolutely brilliant.